Well, November 17th, 1970, I was born a premature baby. I was 3 pounds, 7 ounces, and I was about 14 and a half inches long. So I was pretty long, but just wasn't big at all. And I actually was born about 2 months and about 3 weeks early. During this time, I'm not sure, how childbirth was or the process of it all, but my mom told me that her water broke and she was confused because she knew I was supposed to be coming around New Year's, but they rushed her to the hospital on November 16th, and I was born early morning, November 17th. At the time, my mom said that they quickly rushed me out of the room, and I was put into an incubator. She said that when she first saw me, she didn't get a chance to hold me when I was born. When she first saw me, I had needles in my head. I had tubes down my throat. She said I had a bunch of monitors connected to me, and I had some type of breathing apparatus that they were using to help me breathe. I stayed in the hospital for about a month and about 8 days or 9 days. And during this time, the doctors basically told my mom just to be prayerful because it was going to be touch and go. They wasn't sure exactly what the outcome was going to be, but they were going to do their best to make sure that I was able to come home a healthy baby. During this time, 3 days later, my mom leaves the hospital, but every day she drove from a little town called Sorrel, Louisiana to Lafayette to Charity Hospital every day. So she took the little 45-minute to hour drive to the hospital. She stayed her 3 or 4 hours, whatever they allowed her to stay, and then she drove back. She said that someday she would come and she would see me moving, and she would be all excited to go home and tell everybody. A few days after, she would come back and she said I would just be laying there unresponsive. She said she knew I was breathing because the monitors were telling her that I was, but she said there was little movement. So those were the days that were real hard for her because she didn't know what to expect. Obviously, I don't remember any of this, but going on what my mom, explained to me and she kind of translated to me, she said that it was really a hard time because she worked 7 days a week leading up to me being born, and obviously she didn't realize that it was going to happen when it did. I had a 1-year-old sister at the time, and her words from mommy was, your baby brother is coming home, your baby brother is coming home, and she would hate for that not to have happened. My mom remembers upon leaving the hospital, she was handed a pamphlet from the March of Dimes, and they were basically telling her that to call this number if she had any questions or if she needed any assistance or if she needed any help with anything. And my mom said she wasn't sure what the March of Dimes was. She said she heard about it, but she never knew what it was. But realizing then that they were a part of me being who I am today, it says a lot. My mom said that she got some good news. On December the 23rd, the doctors told her that I'd gained, I think, 2.5 pounds. So I was right around the 6-pound mark, and that she was going to be able to take me home for Christmas. And so December 24th, my mom and dad brought me home, and we weren't a wealthy family, so it was kind of strange because my dad, he told me this. He said, man, you was only big enough to put in a shoebox. And I said, well, how you know that? He said, well, because that's how I brought you home. He said, we didn't have money to get a car seat or a carrier or anything like that. He said, I took one of my old shoe boxes that I had my cowboy boots in. He said, and I wrapped it up with some duct tape. He said, I made it all fancy with some blankets. He said, and we laid you up in there and we brought you home. My mom said, well, yeah, and you didn't have a crib either. She said, we got a crib when you were about 4 months. She said, but for the first 3 months that you were home, she said, you slept in the middle drawer of a dresser. And today I sell dressers, so that says a lot. Just throughout the whole process, my mom gave me a lot of little tidbits and things that was really a blessing to her. And she said that even though she feared every day that I wasn't there, she prayed every day that I was going to be okay. I feel like through research and through all of the great things that the March of Dimes contributes, the premature rate has dropped tremendously over the past years. I often read about the March of Dimes because I know that they were in some way influential to me being here today. I read this was years ago, there were 15 million babies born within that year, and out of the 15 million babies, like that was the premature babies, 15 million. I was like, man, I said, that's unbelievable. And they've recently had a report stating that they've got that number down to 380,000. So that tremendous drop in number just shows the research that's being done and how they're able to help contribute to the study and to the betterment of mothers and early childbirth. So I don't know, it's an emotional thing for me because I realized that my mom went through a lot, but it's also exciting to know that today I've become a great person and somebody that she said, I'd have never thought. She said, that you were going to be as tall as you were. I would never thought that you were going to, have the smile that you have. I never thought, she said, because all she could envision when I was coming up was she was just hoping that, I hope them needles didn't mess up his brain. And I hope, he doesn't have heart problems or breathing problems. But today I'm healthy. I'm 45 years old. And I'm just thankful that the March of Dimes, I feel, had a contribution into me being who I am today.